My dad told me the family camping trip was mandatory. Then he handed me a shovel and said, "Start digging your grave." I'm 16. We left on a Saturday morning. Dad woke me up at 5 a.m., said we needed to beat traffic. My stepmom was still asleep. She wasn't coming. Just me, Dad, and my younger half-brother Tyler. Tyler's 13. Quiet kid. Spends most of his time on his Xbox. But that morning, he was already dressed and waiting by the front door with his backpack. Didn't say a word to me, just stared at his shoes. Dad made us leave our phones at home, said the whole point was disconnecting from technology, getting back to nature, real father-son bonding time. I complained, but he wasn't having it. Threw both phones in the kitchen drawer and locked it. The drive took 4 hours. We went deep into the desert, past the last gas station, past the last road signs. Just empty highway and then dirt roads. Tyler sat in the back seat the entire time. Headphones in, but no music playing. I could tell because his head wasn't moving at all. We finally stopped in the middle of nowhere. Literally nothing around us, just flat desert, rocks, dead bushes. The sun was already brutal even though it was only 10 a.m. Dad got out and stretched, looked around like he was checking for something. Then he popped the trunk and pulled out 2 shovels, brand new ones. Still had the Home Depot stickers on them. He handed me one. "We're building a fire pit," he said, pointed to a spot about 20 feet from where we parked. "Right there. Start digging." I asked him why we needed such a big fire pit. He said we were camping for 3 days, needed something substantial. Made sense at the time, so I started digging. But then he pulled out a tape measure, started measuring the hole I was making. 6 feet long, 3 feet wide. Those aren't fire pit dimensions. I know because we built an actual fire pit at our old house when I was 12. I stopped digging, asked him what this was really for. He just said keep going, go deeper, at least 4 feet down. My hands started blistering after the first hour. Tyler just sat on the cooler Dad brought, drinking a Gatorade, watching me, not helping, not talking, just watching. After 2 hours, I'm standing in a hole up to my chest. My shirt's soaked through with sweat. My palms are bleeding. Dad's not even paying attention anymore. He's on his phone, texting someone. I saw him smile at whatever response he got. That's when I heard the engines. 3 trucks coming down the dirt road we'd taken. They pulled up about 50 yards away. Dust everywhere. 5 men got out. I'd never seen any of them before. They were looking at me. One of them had a camera. Another had a duffel bag. They weren't dressed for camping. They were dressed like they were going to a construction site or something. Work boots, jeans. One guy had gloves on. Dad walked over to them. They talked for a minute. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but I saw Dad hold up his phone, show them something on the screen. Then one of the men pulled out a stack of cash, started counting it. That's when it clicked. This wasn't camping. This was something else entirely. Dad turned back toward me, started walking over with 2 of the men. They were all looking at me like I was something they'd purchased. The guy with the camera raised it up, started filming. I didn't think. I just moved, grabbed the shovel tight and threw a full scoop of dirt straight into Dad's face. He screamed, stumbled backward, rubbing his eyes. I climbed out of that hole faster than I've ever moved in my life, ran straight to Dad's truck. The keys were still in the ignition because he thought I was trapped in a hole in the middle of the desert with nowhere to go. I started the engine, threw it in reverse. The men started running toward me, but I was already moving. 16 years old, never had a license, failed my permit test twice, but I drove. Took me 12 miles to find that gas station. Nearly ran off the road 3 times, but I made it. Ran inside. Told the clerk to call 911 right now. While we waited for the cops, I checked Dad's phone I'd grabbed from the cup holder. Read through his texts. He owed $60,000 to some guys from his gambling debts. The men in those trucks were convicted offenders who'd paid him to deliver me to that hole. Dad got 8 years, and I never saw him again.